What I'm about to tell you will save your life and the lives of others around you, so hear me out. I'm a project management graduate from University of Toronto and I believe project management can and will save lives. Let me tell you how. A project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to start a unique product, service, or result. In generic terms, think of weight loss as a little project you may indulge in. Any project is directly aligned with the strategy of a company, and any strategy is directly aligned with the vision, mission, and values of a company. Think that you're the company, and your vision is to actually live a long and happy life. Mission would be what do you want to do in this life? How do you want to live this particular life? And the values are your values that you apply to actually live out your life. And strategy is what you actually want to invest your time in to actually live out your vision, to see that you see through your vision one day, whatever your idea of a longer life was, or the things that you wanted to do in this life. What is the strategy about it? How do you go about achieving those things? Now, all projects are unique because they have a start and they have an end, which means they have a beginning and they have an end. There's no such thing as a forever project. The idea is that once a project ends, the product is ready to go into production and hence into the market. So hopefully the project was successful and your ROI, now that the product is into the market, your ROI, which is your return on investment, hopefully is much, much higher than what you eventually invested. Simple business. Any project hangs in the delicate balance of three constraints: scope, schedule, and cost. Imagine a triangle and put your project inside that triangle. The top of the triangle is the scope, the middle is the schedule, and then the bottom is the cost. The scope is the scope is what the product is, what it does, what is it going to do, what will it have. The schedule is the successful completion of your deliverables on time, and then the cost is the overall budget that you're setting for your project. What threatens a successful completion of a project is change. Any project needs to have a change management plan in place in order to accommodate the change, and in some cases more than one change. A change management plan is a roadmap, a framework. It tells you how to deal with change, what to do when there's a change coming in, how to mitigate the change, how to communicate the change, and how to lead with change. If you don't have a change management plan in place for your project, chances are your project will see an untimely death. A change in scope would irreversibly cause a change in your schedule, and then a change in your schedule would directly affect your cost or your budget. If you do not have, again, a change management plan in place for your project, chances are that your project will die an untimely death. Now, remember when I said projects have a beginning and an end? Guess what else has a beginning and an end? Our lives. Our lives are dictated by our unique vision and the values we apply to live out our lives. We have dreams, desires, goals, and now all that good stuff. Everything that you live for. Us, ourselves, our grandparents, our parents, our children, our loved ones, our family and friends, all that good stuff is now in direct conflict with this change called coronavirus, also known as the COVID-19. If you contract the COVID-19, it has the potential to actually kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, it'll definitely bring you a lot of pain. And the only way to deal with this menacing change is to change yourself, because if you don't change, you die. And if you don't die, someone close to you, like your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your child, may die. Now that's the worst case scenario. You don't have to let to get it to that point. There are things you can do to protect yourself. There are changes you can incorporate in your life to make sure that you not only protect yourself, but you also protect others around you. Change number 1, wash your hands with soap and water every 15 to 20 minutes. Make it a regimen. Change number 2, if soap and water is not available, then use a hand sanitizer to sanitize your hands. Change number 3, and this is as important as change number 1, social distancing. The reason everyone, all governments, all health organizations are asking you to stay home is because they don't want you to go out in large crowds. They don't want you to go out in large gatherings. If you do so, you potentially expose yourselves from getting contracted with or infected with the COVID-19 virus. And if you do that, and let's say if everybody ignores this, Canada's population is 35 million, a little bit about 35 million people at this time. We do not have 35 million hospitals. We do not have 35 million beds. We do not have 35 million ventilators. So the more of us can actually stay at home and try to avoid this till the curve flattens, or each country or whatever country you live in has a curve right now, the COVID-19 curve. The idea is that instead of it going like this upward each day, it needs to flatten out. And our only chance until we have a vaccine to actually flatten the curve is staying home and not overburdening our hospitals, and not overburdening our doctors and our nurses, who we also need to play our part to keep them safe, our front health line workers. And change number 4, stop being a racist, a bigot, and a hater. Your hate is going to come in your way of incorporating these changes that are vital to your survival and the survival of your loved ones. Stop stigmatizing the victims of COVID-19. It is these victims of COVID-19 who have had full recoveries. They're actually the like the real superheroes. It is their blood donation that is going to eventually help researchers find a vaccine for this particular virus. There's enough evidence out there now and more flowing in that COVID-19 affects us in different ways. 40% of hospitalizations in the US currently right now of COVID-19 are people aged 20 to 54. There's over 100,000 COVID-19 cases in the US as of right now. Italy's death toll has risen to over 10,000 at this time. Spain is following behind. Around the world right now, the cases are just rising each day. Last week, a British actor by the name of Idris Elba reported that he was tested positive for COVID-19, and the only reason he took the particular test was he was advised by someone he knows is a COVID-19 positive victim. So he got his test done and he came out positive for COVID-19. He immediately isolated himself. 3 days ago, when he updated, when there was an update available on his status, it turns out that he hasn't up to date experienced any symptoms. So it's been about a week or a little bit more than a week since he was tested positive, and to this day he hasn't experienced any symptoms. At least that was the last update. So what this shows is you can have these, you can actually have the COVID-19 virus, be asymptomatic, which is not showing any symptoms, and still have the potential to pass the virus to other people. And that's scary. Our lives is a project. It has a beginning and an end. It's our responsibility to treat our project with utmost dignity, respect, and care. And failure to do so, failure to change, will lead to an untimely death of your project, your life. The reason I'm making this video is because I don't have the intention to, let's say, make an impact, or this video has to make an impact on 20 people's life, or 50 people's, or 100 people. I just want to save one life, because I know if I save one life, if this video can even save one life, in turn, it will have the potential to save as many lives as it can, but it starts with saving just one life. So when you think COVID-19, think change.